Hey guys, it's Monica Kelsey from Beyond the Box. You guys are about to witness an episode of Beyond the Box where we babysat a 1.5-year-old as we did this episode. Yes, as I was interviewing the Martinezes, their 1.5-year-old little Michael was running around, and Uncle Joe, as we call him, was trying his best to keep him in check, but as you're going to see, some of the audio, he was pushing buttons, and some of the cameras, well, he was just clicking them off. And so, yeah, hang on. You're going to watch this episode. You're going to wonder why this is happening. Just remember, there's a 1.5-year-old that we're trying to keep track of. Anyways, enjoy the episode. This is Monica Kelsey from Beyond the Box. I am in New Mexico with my friends here in Albuquerque. You guys don't want to miss this episode. It is a family that was blessed by a baby that showed up in a box. Well, welcome to Beyond the Box.
Thank you for having us.
I'm excited to be in New Mexico. It's nice to be in climate like this, to be honest with you. But I come today because I wanted to talk to you guys about your story. And so, which is just amazing, just absolutely amazing. So for the viewers who don't know who you are, why are you so important to Monica Kelsey?
For Michael, the baby.
So Michael, so let's go before Michael. So let's start from the very beginning. So you guys have been married for
16 years now.
16 years. Mm-hmm. And Michael's your only child.
Yeah.
So why did you guys choose adoption?
We unfortunately had to struggle with infertility for such a long time. And, after a while, it's like, okay, I'm probably not going to be a mother. And so we were just trying to figure out what was going to be next for us. And that's whenever we decided to become foster parents. We had no idea what was ahead. We had no idea, what kiddos, we could possibly be fostering. But we just know that we were ready. We were ready to be parents, and we were ready to have a family. And the way it happened was just so crazy and so unpredictable. But I wouldn't change a thing. We're just so blessed.
Well, and for those who are watching us on YouTube, we have a little one running around. So if the cameras shake or something happens, this is real life. This is what you get when you deal with raw and real, and that is what we have today: is a 1.5-year-old running around. So if something shakes, just deal with it, right?
Yeah, he's in the crazy phase right now.
Crazy phase. So you guys got a baby box in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And I came down. We did training. We did just an amazing training at your fire station, by the way, because we use it for our training platform now.
Oh, nice.
And when guys are engaged, it's incredible because you know that they get it.
Yeah.
And being right outside of Albuquerque, Albuquerque has been in the news a lot for babies that have been just thrown away like trash.
Yeah.
And so being able to understand the meaning behind the Baby Box Foundation, you guys pretty much got it. You guys understood why this box was needed.
Yeah.
And so I come down, I think it was November? Was it? October. So I came down and we blessed the baby box in October and did the training and put that box on live. And then we basically just kind of waited.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of waiting for a baby at that point, right?
Yeah.
And so, so take me to the day of the alarm going off on the baby box and everything kind of leading up to that, because I think it's an important part of the story.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Christ uses us when there's a devastating or something that happens that he allows us to see the good.
Yeah. What I think of it is we lost a life to gain a life. That's the way I always had put it.
So take me to that moment where you lost a life. So what was going on?
So the night before, structure tones went off. 1 a.m. You wake up, you're startled, half asleep. We get in that engine.
And this is a fully engulfed.
Yeah, when it says, because when the structure tones drop, it's a smoke check, gas check, something like that. But when it drops and they say fully engulfed structure, possible victim inside, that's like a whole nother level. Your adrenaline, everything, it's crazy.
You're moving at a different speed.
Yeah, someone's inside possibly. So we get there, the trailer's fully engulfed. All these family members are outside screaming, grandma's in the back, grandma's in the back. And you're just trying to get that hose down, get everything deployed, and start putting water on that fire so you can make entry to try to get in there and save her.
This was a mobile home.
A mobile
which
home.
Is
so they go up so fast, and a lot of people use these space heaters, stuff like that, rigged wiring, stuff like that. A lot of people are poor in the community, and so
they do the best they can.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of know what we're facing, maybe why this happened or started. So there was a lot of people living in the home, but when they said grandma's in the back, oh man, it just, so we made entry through the side door, and the flames are shooting out. I mean, I knew probably no one could be viable in that situation, but
you still gotta try.
We still do it. And so we knocked down the door, and putting water on the fire and stuff, trying to knock it down and everything, and you could just feel that heat coming out. And so we made it about halfway in, and you could just feel everything so hot, and my ears started to burn, and my wrists, and just everything.
So the fire was that hot.
Yeah, it was cooking. And so I just, as the lieutenant, I said, I can't take my guy in any further.
You can't risk his life.
Yeah, and so I said, turn around, we got to get out. So we get out and take all our gear off and stuff, and everything's just melted. My shield, my eye visor, everything is melted, and then I take off my gloves and everything. I got burns on my wrists and on my ears, blistering up, stuff like that. So they put us to rehab, and then the guys put the fire out. And but we stayed on scene till the next day, till 1 p.m.
So 12 hours.
12 hours we were there, just helping with hot spots, and then with unfortunately the body recovery, and that was hard.
Yeah.
So the guys are beat. We lost somebody, and also we're just tired, like any fire. So we get back to the house and
to the fire station, for those who don't know what that means.
Yeah, we call it the house. You firefighters will know. But it is our house.
It is our house.
It's our second house. And so now the fun begins. If any firefighter knows, that's when the work begins, because that's when all the cleanup is, and the hoses, and putting the cross lays in, and
getting it ready for the next call.
Yeah, and you got to be ready for the next call. So, but as soon as we pulled up, PJ Encinas, one of the lieutenants, comes running out. He's like, "There's a baby in the box. There's a baby in the box." I was like, "Nah, you're messing around. Like, help us with the hose, And he's like, "No, seriously, grab the bags. Ariel has the baby." So Ariel had the baby. I see her going across the bay with the baby,
and she's a paramedic.
Yeah, she's the paramedic chief. And so we take him in our exam room that we have inside the station, and I grab the airway bag. Everybody's grabbing bags, and people are putting. And so we get in there, and he's just so tiny. He only weighed 5 pounds, and he still had the umbilical cord attached, and he was pretty blue, and we didn't know if he was going to make it. And so I put the oxygen on him right away, and hot packs, and then usually we call for an ambulance to transport, but we said, oh, the heck with that. So PJ drove, and Ariel was in the back, and then we didn't know what to do, because we have like this car seat, and it's supposed to go with the babies and stuff. He didn't even fit in the car seat, and we pulled it out. We're like, the hell with this? So we took off.
This is real life. This is what it's all about when you're moving along like that. It's like you do with what you have to do.
Yeah, and what you're trained to do, and as firefighters and EMTs, it's organized chaos. So
that's exactly what it is.
So we just mitigate the situation and fix it and make it the best we can. And so they took off to the hospital. And then after that, they wanted to take me to the urgent care and stuff, so I was going to shower and stuff like that. But the wheels started turning, and I was like, I want that baby. As soon as I knew it, I laid eyes on him, I knew that I wanted that to be my son. It was something weird. And like, as soon as I saw him, it was just like something came over me, like it was meant to be. And so I called Janae, and I said, hey, guess what? I was like, there's a baby placed in the box. Like, I was like, I want to find out if we can start fostering him and maybe adopt him. And she was just like, what the heck?
So what were your thoughts? I mean, seriously, you get the call. This has not been done before in your community, and there's a baby, and your husband is there. What is your thoughts?
It's so crazy to even hear the story back, because it just, that was such a crazy day. So I knew that he was in a fire, and I thought he was calling me to tell me about, because he was sent to the hospital also. both my boys were in the hospital that day, which is so crazy. But I thought he was calling to update me on the fire and, you know, what was going on. And when he said, oh my gosh, there's a baby in the box, call our caseworker, because at that time we were assigned a caseworker and she was finding placement for us. And he said, call our caseworker and see what we need to do. And I was like, okay, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And so I knew at that moment that it was going to be a long road ahead. And I know it was not going to be easy because there's so many questions that I have. And I'm sure that it wasn't that easy. And
Well, and this would have been your first fostering.
yes.
Yeah.
This was, you hadn't done
Yeah,
another
nothing.
child, you hadn't taken in another child before.
Nothing.
No.
So you guys were learning as you went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We became instant parents that day, literally.
Yeah, and we had like before all the guys have kids at the station and stuff, and we'd always joke. Next one in the box is they call me Ketos, my nickname. They say next one in the box is Ketos because they all have kids and stuff. But yeah, like they'd hand me their kids and stuff, and I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't even know how to hold a baby, I'd change a diaper, nothing. And so, but yeah, it was pretty crazy just how it all came about.
So you get a hold of the caseworker. You say, what are the chances?
Yeah.
And what do they tell you?
That there's a lot of things we need to do, but we're like, whatever you need us to do, we are going to do. Like, we had to get like some kind of shot or vaccine, you know, that day. We're like, I was there like within minutes to schedule that vaccine, whatever we needed to do. And then you know, they would tell us, oh well, you're the foster parents for now, but you know, we don't know if that's so the case. So it was like, are we going to be as parents? Are we not going to be as parents? Are we going to, you know, be able to foster this baby? But all I knew is we needed to be there for him in the hospital, and so we visit him in the hospital every single day. And
So that night, though, you guys were able to see him.
well, we had to wait a couple days until
Okay.
like it was
Yeah.
officially cleared. And once we knew that we were hopefully going to be the foster parents, but there was just so many questions we didn't know if we actually were going to do it. We didn't know what was going to happen, really.
Right. Day
Yeah.
by day.
Day
and
by
then,
day,
And then
literally,
in Mexico,
yeah.
they're going off of their protocols, and this is all new to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, these.
a baby being placed in the box.
Yeah.
We've only had this happen in Hobbs, which is in a different county.
Yeah.
And even though CYFD is state ran, it is chapters or, you know, individual offices.
Offices,
And
yeah.
so your office here in this community hadn't had that before.
Yeah, so they were just like freaked out too, and like we didn't think it was going to be this quick. I mean, because it was October
Right.
that we blessed the box, and then now it's February.
February.
And all of a sudden we have a baby, and it's like, what the heck? So it was a lot of misunderstandings and on different protocols. Do we go off of this protocol? And then we have our own protocol. And then safe haven law is its own
Own thing, yeah.
own thing. And so it was just a lot of confusion. But I remember, I'll never forget when I called you that day. I said, we got the baby, and you had heard the news from Charles, our chief. And I said, Monica, I want to adopt him. And you said it's going to be tough, but if you want this baby, you have to fight like hell. And that's what you had told me, and I'll always remember that, fight like hell. And after that, I got off the phone, and after that, we fought like hell.
Fought like hell. And it wasn't easy.
It wasn't.
It wasn't easy. And you know, I'm a firm believer that Christ brings us to things that is supposed to happen and pushes things out of the way that was not supposed to happen. This was supposed to happen this way.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately you lost a life in that morning, but it was almost like Christ was giving you something that was just beautiful out of tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, and something that you can celebrate, but also remembering that a life had been lost.
Yeah.
You know, and so, okay, so you guys start fighting like hell, and you have no idea if you're going to be able to be his forever family.
Yeah.
And so, when did you get the call that, okay, we're going to let you keep him? We're going to allow you to adopt this baby?
I think it was like a couple nights after that. We had, I think we saw him in the hospital one time, but after that we went to Walmart. It was like 11 at night. We were just looking at cribs, and
We didn't have anything.
Yeah, we
we
were
were
like,
not
well,
ready
what
for
if
baby.
they do let us? Like, so we started like, well, let's just go look at a crib real quick and see what
Well,
they
you were
got.
excited
and,
too.
Yeah, so we started looking at stuff. We weren't gonna buy anything, but we just wanted to look around. And then they called us and said, before that night, they said we had the baby, and then they called us a couple hours later, said, unfortunately, the baby's already been placed somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that broke our hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just like, why? Like, like it's my house, it's my fire station. It's, we're certified. why can't I have the baby,
Why can't you foster?
Why can't I foster? And we were a perfectly good home, everything like that.
You'd already been licensed.
Yeah.
You had it, you had the license, so
Yeah.
why not you?
Yeah, and there was a lot of stuff behind the scenes, that we won't go over, but but then like the next morning, now we're back on.
It's like prayer.
Yeah, we prayed, and then the next morning, we're back on, and they said, and it was just like a gradual steps. Well, we're not fostering yet, but you guys can go see him. We'll put your names on the list. And
To be able to hold him and love him. And okay.
And holding him for the first time was just the most amazing feeling. We just knew we had to be there for him every day because he was very sick.
Yes.
Seeing him with lots of hoses, hooked up, a feeding tube through his mouth, and he was sick, and we just knew we needed to be his strength because he didn't have anybody else. So we just wanted to be there every day. We made sure, like, we were working. We did not expect that to happen at all. But, we had jobs and we're like, we need to go. We need to be in the hospital as much as we possibly can and hold his hand and hold him and be there. And he was in the hospital for over a month, like a month and a half.
So you guys were there every day?
Every day.
Almost twice
in
a day.
a snowstorm even. We were there.
Yeah,
much.
it snowed, and we were like, I don't know if we can go. And so we said, heck with it. I threw it in 4 high, and
I'm
we
going.
took off. And but we're there every day and bringing him little stuffed animals and just letting him hear our voices and letting him know that we're here for him and that we're going to be there for him and do whatever it takes to be there for him and take care of him. And it was just a blessing that we're the only parents he knows, he just knows that we're going to be there for him his whole life,
Okay, so you are the only parents that he knows, but you also know that there's another mother out there
Yeah.
that chose this for him, that basically said, I want what's best for my child, and it's just not me. And so I'm going to entrust my child into somebody else's family. And so when you hear that he's going to become a part of your family, does it ever take you back to her? Do you ever think of the sacrifices that she's made to allow you to be a dad?
I think that's the first thing we think of.
Yeah.
Is the parents first, because without them choosing this wouldn't all been possible.
I think about her every day. I think about, I can't even imagine the decision she had to make that day. And she's so brave and selfless, and, she wanted what's best for Mikey, and we are giving her I hope she knows that he has the best life possible. And I can't imagine what she was going through, but she made the most selfless decision, and she made the best decision she could for Mikey. So.
And as he's sitting here playing on the floor, and we all can hear him laughing and with Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I hope people understand is it's amazing that a family has been made, but we also have to recognize that a family had been broken.
Yeah.
But that's the choice that she made, and she made it for the love of her child.
Yeah.
And so if she's out there and she's listening to this and you could say something to her, what would you say?
I think you are so brave. You made such a hard decision, and I just want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. What you did was the most selfless thing, and I want you to know that we are going to take such great care of Mikey. He's going to have the best life possible, and it would not be possible had you not made that decision, had there not been a baby box available. And I'm just so glad that you made the right decision, and Mikey's going to thrive, and he's going to be the best life, and we are going to provide that for him. And so thank you for making that decision.
And he is thriving.
Yeah.
Yes, his start was a little rough. He was a little sick when he was, but man, he's like been all over. He's just like,
Yeah.
he's just playing. It's like, for 18 months, he's just your average boy.
Yeah.
And
I also wanted to thank the dad too, or any family members that helped. Being a dad now, how I'm so attached to him, and I love him so much that he's just like a mini me, and I want to teach him everything I know and everything. And for that dad to also make the choice too, I just want to say thank you to the father as well as the mother.
Well, and we don't know their story. That's the beauty of the baby box, is the anonymity piece.
Yeah.
Is they wanted to remain anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want you knowing who they were.
Yeah.
And so they did choose this. But it is a part where we don't know the story, but we trust the love that they had for their child.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. It's he's over here just a smiling. He so wants to play with the equipment, like, don't you?
He's gonna be.
You might have a funky music beat in the background. You hit that sound effects button.
We're in sound effects. That's awesome,
He's gonna
Mikey.
be a little.
Good job, buddy.
He's either gonna be a firefighter or an engineer.
Yeah. Or a TV tech.
I don't know. He might be an engineer, considering how much he loves this electronics over here.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just thriving. You guys have just been so blessed.
Oh yeah.
Just so blessed to be able to call him
And
yours.
then now that he's healthy and everything, like, we just had a checkup the other day on his heart and stuff, and they said, "This is the last time you're gonna see us." They're like, "His heart's fine now. All that whatever we saw, it's gone."
He grew out of it.
Everything that he was in the ICU for is gone, and no milk allergy. He had a bunch of stuff. I mean, and now he's just a healthy baby, and we're just blessed. And
I feel like it was love, though, that got him healthy, because I think he needed that while he was in the hospital. I remember with all this stuff on his head, he never opened his eyes, and then eventually, like, once he got used to our voices, he started opening his eyes, and it was just so amazing to see his little eyes and see him smile. And it's just, I think he needed that strength and that love, and we were hopefully able to provide that for him.
And he was just so tiny, and but we got to give it up to the UNMH, the ICU staff there.
The nurses and doctors.
Amazing
Nurses there,
people.
Amazing. And they let us interact with him as much as we could. So after a while, a couple weeks, they started letting us change his diaper. And I was like, what
am I supposed to do here?
What am I supposed to do? This supposed to go here and all this. And so then they had us give him a bath. And that was amazing. And like just the diapers. And then after he got off the NG tube, we were able to bottle feed him. And then actually hold him. But every time you'd have to hold him, you had to
take all the cords.
There was about a million cords, and then but you're holding him, and but we would just sit there for hours and hours, and all night and all day just holding him, and then we put him back, and they'd be like, "All right, see you tomorrow." And then we got to meet some of the other families that were in there and going through the same things we were, and but yeah, it was crazy just to see him now, and just. He's thriving, and we can't wait for what's in store. And it kind of brings the kid out of you too, because you want to go back to the zoo, and you want to go to the museum.
Just because you want to see the look in their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to take him to the aquarium the other day, and I let him run around, and instead of the stroller, and he was all over the place looking at the fish and jellyfish, and he just pointing at things. Now he points, and so it's just amazing, just to see, like, we get to go through all that again, and maybe go to Disneyland again one of these days, and stuff like that, and then get to buy a lot of fire trucks, toys.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just amazing to be a parent. When you never thought that you would be a parent, now you have this amazing little guy that runs around here, and it's just, I can't imagine. Living my life with no kids, because they truly, you're right, they bring the youth out of you, but they also bring the unconditional love out of you. Like you'll do anything for your kids.
Yeah.
And you guys know that I was adopted. My mom, to this day, if you watch our TikTok channel, she tells me she loves me every time I hang up the phone, and tells me not to get in the stranger's car. I mean, I'm 52 years old, and it's like adoption does not change the fact of biology. It's like, no. I'm still hers.
Yeah.
And so I see that with you guys. It's like he's yours.
Yeah.
I struggled a little bit with like identity of him, because you really don't know anything about him or his past or his family. And for a while I was like, I want to know more about him, and who he is. But then now I'm like, he's us. Like, he's a Martinez. He is, and he'll always be a Martinez. So he didn't technically have a name for a whole year, and his name was Baby Boy Doe, and that's got to me because it's like, no, that is, and so all the paperwork says baby boy Doe, and to me, like that I struggled with that because I was like, no, he has a name, he has and now he has our name, but it was hard for me to see that he didn't technically have a name, and it's hard, he didn't have a social security number, he didn't have a birth certificate, and that was hard. So
for a while his name was Nation too.
Yeah.
And so we'd go to like the checkups and stuff like that, and they'd be like, Nation?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And then so a lot of people that Nation, what the heck? Because I know a lot of people name their kids some wild stuff these days, but yeah, baby boy. Some people would say baby boy or Nation and stuff like that, but the nurse is always great. They'd be like, oh, his name's Michael, and they'd be like, oh, Michael after that, and stuff like that. And but when we actually adopted him and he got his name, that was
It's a good day.
amazing. And the reason why he is named Michael, aka Mikey, is after my late brother passed. And so I just immediately, when we thought of a name, I immediately thought of my brother. And what a great way to think. I think about my brother every day, but what a great way to honor him by giving him the name Mikey. And so it's just
So he can carry on the name.
yeah.
And we chose the middle name Grayson because I feel like it was the grace of God that really brought him to us, the way how it happened. So that was important for us to, just show thanks to.
So if, and this is just, here I go off the cuff, this is one of those times where Monica's just going to throw out the question. So if his birth mom is watching right now and wants to connect with you to see, maybe get pictures through the years to just make sure that he's safe, and would you be open to that?
We've talked about that quite a bit. And, you think about it, and, being that this is a big case, and we're a fire station, and, I always think, when is going to be the day I'm going to be outside washing the truck and somebody's going to come up to our station and say, hey, I'm Michael's mother. I did this many years ago, and I'm clean now, or something, and well, what do I do? And so we've talked about it, and we just said it's in the hands of God, and if he wants us to reconnect with her, and as long as it's safe for him and stuff like that, I think I'd be open to it. Of course we'd have to talk about it and make sure it's the right situation, and knowing that there's nothing that could ever take him from us. That helps, because all the court hearings, it's all done, so he's ours. And so but I think I'd be open to it, but it'd have to be the right circumstance. But
sometimes these parents or these moms just want to find the peace of knowing they're safe. And we have a lot of moms that come back after they surrender, and so we get to know these moms, and their hearts are, it's not that they don't love their child. They absolutely love these kids. It's they're in a place where they know that the child's going to be better with someone else. And they're entrusting you to take it from there. And so sometimes it's just them getting a little bit of peace, knowing that their baby is safe and being raised by people that will love him forever.
Because we dabbled with it about going on the news and doing all these things where, like, should we just keep this on the hush and, like, not expose them to anything like that, or and then plus having that chance that someone could come back. That was terrifying for us, especially being that we hadn't adopted him yet. And so but after we did, then we thought about it, and we knew the news was going to find out, people were going to find out. So we said, you know what, this is such a great story, and it's his story. And you know what, we need some good news in this world right now. It's just, you hear all the bad and wars, and anybody who's ever heard his story, they cry, and it touches them in a way that's like, thank you for telling me that story. Like, we'll barely meet somebody at Lowe's getting some hardware or something, and they say, oh, what a beautiful child, and this and that. And so sometimes Janae will tell them the story, like if they're talking to us for a while and stuff, and they say, oh my God, like after that they're like so nice to us, and like it's like they're like, they want to know more, and they're just like, they feel like their life has changed too, just by even telling them the story. Like, they can go on their day now being like happy and knowing that there's good out there, you know.
Everybody says, they always tell us that baby is so blessed, and my first reaction is always, no, we're blessed. But then really, if it was not for the mother that made that decision that day, like I think every day, like where would Michael have been right now? And it's so hard for me to even go there. But it's like, had a baby box not been available in Belen, where would Mikey have been right now if that mother did not? If she wasn't able to make that choice? And it breaks my heart. He'll just be taking a bath, and I look at him, and I'm like, I know you have the greatest life right now, but like, what would have happened if that baby box had not been available at the fire station? Right. Honestly.
Yeah, or a lot of these parents, unfortunately, especially in these smaller towns, they struggle with addiction, and to get off these drugs nowadays, like in the past, being an EMT and stuff, and a fireman, heroin, they can get help and they can shake it, and but these fentanyl drugs and meth, these poor parents don't have a chance.
So it opens the question up. Did Mikey have drugs in his system?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a mom that probably needed some help,
Mm-hmm.
needed a lot of help, and hopefully she's gotten that help.
Yeah.
When he was in the hospital, we became really, really close with the doctors and nurses, and I remember just like at one point being angry. I was like, how could this mom have done this, like, to her baby, knowing that she was pregnant, and taking substances, and he what he said is so true. One of the doctors said, you know what? You can't look at it that way. You have to look at it as she did what she needed to do to keep this baby alive and get this baby right here and where he needs to be. And I was like, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's just stuffed this whole thing in his mouth.
Oh no.
They can see it now, so you might want to get it out. I don't know.
Here, Mikey.
Oh, is it a plum?
Yeah, it's a plum. Just stuffed the whole thing.
Turn it out.
I'm not sure if the seed's in it or not.
Here.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. He gets close to the seed, and then
Oh yeah, you've got the seed and
Yeah.
everything. Oh my goodness, look
Okay,
at this.
here.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
We've got kids. We know.
I was watching it. And I know it.
Here.
Oh no.
it's kind of weird because the stuff they know they're not supposed to swallow, they'll keep it in.
Yeah.
They'll keep it in there.
You got snacks and all kinds of stuff over here. Here. No, here.
He loves plums, and
I'm sorry.
fortunately they have the seed. He's hired.
Sorry.
It's fine.
We got a kid over here eating
Yeah.
some plums.
But he's like checking
He's a walking hazard.
This is what I love though about this podcast is like we don't care. We'll just stop.
Yeah,
And you know what? I might cut it out. I might leave it. Who knows?
it's good. Good
But
content.
it's real life.
Yeah.
This is real life. But
It's real life. It's our backyard. It's
and Joe's over here just sucking it up. Like it's like having our grandson, right?
He's good.
Yeah, he is really good. He's been
Can I get a drink?
so good.
Very curious. I've been letting him hit the buttons that don't affect anything.
Oh yeah. He'll hit every single one for
Yeah,
sure.
you think they don't affect anything, and then we go back to this recording,
No sound.
and we're like, we have no sound. We're gonna be back tomorrow to do this again.
Yeah.
Oh, well, gosh. There was a question I was going to ask you while you were talking, and now I can't remember that I was just curious about. But I can't remember what I was going to say now. So, but thank you guys. Thank you guys for being so open. Thank you guys for just opening your lives for others to see him and just see what a blessing he is. I mean, other people that get to hear his story, are touched by it, but shielding him from his story could affect him later on.
Yeah.
And so being so open about his story and just embracing it
Yeah.
and saying, this is who you are, buddy, and we love you.
Yeah.
And we know that your birth mom loved you.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
And of course, one day he is going to find out. I was placed in a baby box, and it's all over the news. It's everywhere. But and then we think about like, will he be teased at school, or will he be bullied, or will he just? But no, he's going to be such a gentleman and so strong that he knows this is my parents. I love them. They took me in, and they did the best they could for me my whole life, and provided what I needed. And I'm the person I am today because of them. And so. Because we're like, one day, do we take down that picture we have hanging of the newspaper
No.
baby box? We're all, no, it's just
No.
that's his story.
That is him. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Let him embrace it. And one day, we will never know what is in store for him until it happens.
Yeah.
And so one day, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like this is because of him.
Yeah.
my mom today, which is just, my mom and my dad, they are what every child deserves to have.
Wow.
They really, really are. And so, but they didn't know my story. And so when they learned my stories, when I told them, after I had met my biological mother.
Oh.
And so now my mom looks at my life and she's like, I never realized how big of an impact you were going to have on this world.
Yeah.
And so one day he's going to look at you and you're going to look at him and say, I had no idea the impact that you were going to have on this world. I mean, I knew I was going to love you forever.
Yeah.
But he is here for a purpose.
Yeah, he is.
And you guys just kind of keep, watering that flower and watching it bloom.
Yeah.
And letting him embrace his story. Because he will embrace it. Now, is he going to struggle with his identity? Yes. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I struggled with that as well.
Yeah.
But Christ is where I went. That is where I went back to, is to finding where my worth was started. And it is not started with society. It is not started with people telling me my worth. It is with him upstairs.
Yeah.
And so you have to direct him back to that, because that's where he's going to find it.
Yeah.
And you guys, I've grown to love you guys. I know you guys love the Lord. You can see it here, and so I think one day Mikey is going to
change the world.
He really is. He really, really is.
And
And we're just going to sit here with popcorn.
Yeah, just
We're
right.
just going to be watching as he just changes somebody's life for the better.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, I always say this, but I have to retire one day, and there's going to be somebody that takes over an organization.
Yeah, that changes.
That is saving lives, maybe in other countries at that point.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be me. I'm 52 years old. I've got maybe 10 more years of this, and maybe 20. I don't know if I can push it that far. But somebody is going to have to change the world even more. And
Yeah.
I hope one of these kids, my mic is going, or my camera's bouncing. But I hope one of these kids is who takes it to the next level. And maybe it's Mikey.
I remember right before the press conference, because we didn't know if we wanted to show his face, his name.
Right.
We didn't know, and I remember you asked us right before, is this something you want to do? And then without hesitation, Chris and I were like, yeah, we do, because I think his story is so important. I think this mission is so incredibly important. Like, I think, baby boxes should be everywhere. They really should be. And we're like, we need to celebrate him. We need to celebrate his mother that made that decision.
Right.
And I think his story is really important. So yeah, it was hard, but we decided to do it, and that's why.
And then the boxes, like, years in the past, like, I never heard of a baby box, and now that's all you hear is like everybody wants one.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be part of it. And
So if another baby came through the Berlin baby box, would you guys be open to a second child?
I would.
Absolutely.
What would the chance of that?
Oh, I know.
You would be the
After
first
that,
for
they'd
that.
be like, nope.
No,
you're
not
good.
those guys again.
Yeah.
Not them again. So, but
Well-
I mean, and plus too, we're still fostering. We do respite, which is taken for a weekend and stuff like that.
How's Mikey with those kids?
He
Great.
loves kids.
Yeah, he loves
Oh
kids.
my
Yeah.
God, it's yeah. When he goes with grandma, she takes him to the park and he plays with the other kids. He just loves interacting with kids, and it's like, it almost makes you want to cry because he's just playing with kids, and like
Just
on his first
living
day
his
of
best
school,
life.
it's gonna be like, I'm gonna cry just watching him with his
There's
going to
be a lot of tears, Dad, for this.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
we're just blessed, and we're just glad that a lot of these fire stations and even hospitals, I know hospitals are even getting them. It's just about being anonymous, And
Letting the parent do what they feel is best for them.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and not it's more comfortable for them to do it in that setting, because of course by law they can take it to any fire station
Right.
or even anybody and just say, take this baby, and nothing will come back to them, and so that's great. But having that baby box there, gives them time.
As a last resort option if they can't walk in and hand the child to you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
a lot
just
of-
give them the option.
Yeah, so if we have these options out there, might as well utilize them, and it's working.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're firsthand. It works. We got Mikey. and
Well,
so,
you fought like hell,
Yeah.
and you won.
yeah,
And now you have a son. And but that's how it was supposed to be all along.
yeah,
Christ had that happening from the moment that he was placed in that box. He knew exactly, well, before that,
yeah,
that he was meant to be yours.
yeah.
And he's so blessed.
Yes,
Well,
and-
thank you guys for allowing us to come into your home and for allowing us to be a part of his life and your life. And as you guys became a part of our family that day,
Yeah.
he's will always be a part of our family.
And just seeing you with the other families too, and the other babies, like all these babies, and they all latch onto you.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
you're
thank
their-
you for what you do.
They you in the fire trucks and stuff, and you have so many kids in your life now too
Yeah.
that you're part of.
I have more kids as pictures on my phone of kids that are not mine than are mine. And
Yeah.
so I'm the one that's blessed, though, to be able to love on these kids. And, Christ gave me the job of saving them. The parents gave me the ability to love them forever. And so
You're always going to be in his life, you and Joe.
I hope.
And so
I
we
hope.
always welcome you guys.
I'll be at his graduation, I
anytime.
guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. And then they grow so
Kindergarten
fast.
graduation, first grade graduation.
Yeah, and then every day is a new milestone. Like one day he'll do this, and then the next day it's this, and every week is something new. And so it's fun to watch, and it goes by quick. Just looking at his pictures and stuff, just seeing him all tiny, and then he fit in a little Easter basket. And now look at him, he's just
He's all over.
all over.
We love being parents. Like it's like I didn't know what my life was missing until Mikey came along, and so it's so fun just watching him grow, and it's so fun being a family and
Traditions.
Yeah, and I didn't know what we were missing until Mikey came along. So it's just he has the greatest life, and if it wasn't for that mother making that decision that day, we was I don't know,
Yeah,
you know.
and then being the whole story of it too is just firefighter adopts baby, and that was at his station. Like, it's amazing,
It is. That's only happened one other time.
Yeah, and because I know there was a story of the police officer.
Yep, that's up in, that's Brett and Shelby.
Yeah.
With baby Maya.
Yeah.
Yep, and then down in Orlando we have,
Yeah.
So it's happened twice, but that wasn't the police officer wasn't at the fire station when
Yeah.
Maya was,
Yeah.
because Maya was placed in a baby box at a hospital. But
Yeah.
but it's just amazing though that these babies are growing up as first responders families, because
Yeah.
it's truly us on the front lines.
Because we see it every day, and
Yeah.
and a lot of us first responders, we aren't able to have children and stuff like that. So, for us to be able to adopt them and everything, it's just like it's amazing.
Well, you guys are blessed, and so is he.
Yeah,
So.
thank you for having us. And
Thank you guys for coming on Beyond the Box and allowing us to interview you.
Hey,
and
hold on.
he turned it off.
oh my gosh, I'm
Hold
sure.
on. The volume just went off, so just before you said thank you, okay? Let me hit the record button.
Good job, Mikey. Good job, Mikey. Good job, Mikey. Where'd your shoe go?
Right here. He gave it to me.
Pretty soon, maybe Mikey will be on doing the sound and audio for you guys, and
Be like a DJ.
yeah.
Now you can start while I thank you for...
Well, thank you guys so much for allowing me to come into your family, for allowing us to love on Michael, and bringing us into your beautiful home and your cool as hell, like, gazebo. Like, this is
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Just a minute ago, there was a cat crawling above your head. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
Well,
gosh.
see, because Janae used to be she still is. She's the cat lady.
Cat lady?
Yeah.
She wants to save all the pets in the whole neighborhood. We even have a skunk.
Yeah.
You have a live skunk here?
Yeah, well, just not here now, but sometimes at night it'll come and eat the cat food because all the cats that live in the storm drain, somehow they're now my pets. So we have 6 cats now that we literally have taken from the storm drain. into
Why
our
am I
home.
not surprised, Janae?
I don't know.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, the
You've
other
got
day-
such a loving heart. It does not surprise me. That's with animals too.
Yeah, they just gravitate. They know they're gonna get food here and a loving home, and so they come every night to eat and stuff, and then they go back to their little drains. And we got them all trapped, and we fixed them, so that way there's not a bunch running around.
You guys took them
So,
all.
so they're fixed, but now they come.
That's
and,
dedication. That
Yeah.
is dedication, Chris.
Yeah, but that was crazy. That one night I was gonna come out to water, and Janae was working at a concert, and so I opened the sliding door, and I see this big, huge, poofy tail.
You're like,
And I was what the hell cat is this? And then I looked down, and it was a skunk, and I was like, oh no.
The stinky cat.
Yeah, so then, but it did, I thought it was going to spray me, but it didn't.
it's
And,
because your wife had been feeding it.
I think so.
Well, sorry for
But yeah,
you.
he hangs out with the cats, and he gets their food, and they're all, I would have thought he would have sprayed the cats too, because I've had dogs that have been sprayed.
Yeah,
But yeah, he just moseys around in the front. You see him on the cameras all the time, just walking around like with the cats are right there, and so we have a new friend.
Yeah, we're up to 6 cats now.
And a skunk.
And a skunk.
It gets expensive. So we'll have to start a nonprofit for the cat food.
So if anybody's watching and they want to donate cat food to the Martinezes, let me know.
Yeah, it gets pretty pricey. Sometimes their meals are more than ours. For one little thing of cat food. So, but now we're very loving people, and we love helping anybody that we can, even if it's pets. Anybody, we're willing to help out.
So I'll give everybody the address if you want to get rid of your pets. You can bring them over here.
Our next house is when I retire, she wants a cat barn.
A cat barn, huh?
So we're gonna have, and we'll probably end up getting a nonprofit after that. The way we're going,
All the cats.
and save all the pets.
Well, thank you guys for coming on Beyond the Box.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you guys. All right, this is Monica Kelsey from Beyond the Box here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the Martinezes and baby Mikey, and I don't know where he went, but he's around here somewhere.
I can hear him.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next time on Beyond the Box.